Hello there, it's Anna here and welcome to Little Crochet Farm. Today we are crocheting together this puppy. It's super cute and it's very fast to crochet. For this Puppy Amigurumi pattern, you will need a 8mm crocheted hook, chenille yarn, sports weight yarn for embroidering the face, stuffing material, sewing needle, and scissors. All the detailed information about the materials I used to crochet this amigurumi you can find in the free version of this pattern on my website. The link is in the description box below this video as well as in the first comment. But if you wish to download a printable version of this pattern, you can find on my Etsy shop and on my Ravelry shop. Or you can join my Patreon membership, and there you will be able to download the printable versions of the patterns that I publish on this YouTube channel and on my website. So if you join my Patreon today, you will get to download the printable version of this super cute puppy amigurumi, as well as all the future patterns that I publish on this YouTube channel and on my website. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description box below this video, and I hope to see you there. So now I'm gonna move myself to the corner over here and we will start crocheting this puppy together. Alright, we will start here with a magic ring or a magic loop. I try to shoot all the videos a bit slower, but if this video is too fast and you don't know how to crochet the magic ring, there is a link in the description box of this pattern of all the stitches and techniques I use to crochet this puppy, alright? So you can check out the video tutorial on how to do the magic ring. But I think from this video you can understand pretty much. And for the first round, you will crochet 6 single crochet inside a magic ring. So I will start here crocheting together with you, 6 stitches inside this magic ring, and then we'll move on for the second round. And again, check out, there are a bunch of tutorials on the description here that can help you out if you have any difficulty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull the yarn tight and you will close this magic ring, okay? And we will move on for the second round. For the second round, you will work 6 increases, okay? A increase means you're going to work 2 single crochet inside 1 stitch, all right? So this is 1 stitch, you'll work 2 single crochet. And for chenille yarn, I work the single crochet grabbing the yarn under the needle, okay? So you'll grab the yarn under the needle instead of over the needle. You see, this is over the needle and this is under the needle. That is because we want a very tight tension we don't have any see-through holes or the stuffing material not coming out of the toy. All right. You see here, I work 2 single crochet inside 1 stitch, and now I'll add a stitch marker at the end. So usually I like to add my stitch marker on the last stitch of the round, okay? Now we'll continue working here the increases. Remember, yarn under the needle, okay? Usually, for majority of my patterns, I like to work my toys with yarn over the needle, normally as I would do any single crochet for any pattern. But specifically for chenille yarn, I like to work with yarn under the needle, okay? So once you finish this first round and all your 6 repetitions, I want to show you here that I like to double secure the beginning of my yarn. And how I do this is that I introduce the beginning of the yarn inside the tapestry needle or a sewing needle, and I wave in inside the first round, okay? And that's it. Now we are going to move for the next round, round number 3. And one thing, if your piece is pointed out a little bit, maybe it's because you have a tension yarn or because your yarn is a bit thicker than mine. So if that happens, just jump ahead to the second round and work 12 single crochet inside the magic ring. That is just an extra tip. You don't need to do that. I don't need to do that because my shape never starts with a triangle, but I hear questions here on this channel like that, so I would like to point it out. just instead of doing 6 single crochet in a magic ring, you do 12 single crochet in a magic ring. So you jump ahead to the second round. So we work here now the third round, which is I'm going to show you 1 single crochet and 1 increase. You repeat all the way around, 1 single crochet, 1 increase until the end. And once you finish, this is how it should be looking like, okay? Once again, the shape is round, is not pointed. So we are cool with that, all right? It can happen. I've heard a couple of questions in the comments, so if that happened, just jump ahead to the second round. That's what I meant. Okay, for the fourth round, you will work 2 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and at the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches. Okay, so I'm working here the first repetition with you. As you can see, here we have 1 and 2 single crochet, and this is my increase. You will repeat all the way around until the end. And once you're done, this is how it should look like. And now we're going to work a couple of rounds here just with 24 single crochet. So for round 5 to 7, you will work just 24 single crochet. Another tip that I always give it here is count how many stitches you have at the end of every round. This might sound not too much practical, but believe me, especially if you are a beginner, counting how many stitches you have at the end of every round will save you a lot of time. All right, so I'm going to show you here. This is the last round with increases, the round number 4, and then you have 5, 6, and 7 rounds over here. So let's do it again. Here you can see the round number 4 with the increases, and then you have round number 5, 6, and 7. All right, so we have the shape already of the beginning of the face, and now let's work one round with decreases. So here you will work 12 decreases for round number 8. A decrease, you just grab the front loop of the next 2 stitches and you finish your single crochet. All right, so grab the front loop of the next 2 stitches and you make a single crochet. If you don't know how to make the invisible decrease for amigurumi toys, again, there is a video tutorial only about how to make the invisible decrease for amigurumi. All right, so here I work a couple of repetitions with you, and you will work all around this round working invisible decrease. At the end, you should have 12 stitches, and this is how it should be looking like. So we have a couple of shapes here. Now we will introduce the brown yarn. And what you're going to do, the darker brown yarn, what you're going to do here for this next round is 1 stitch have 2 loops, right? Here's what I'm showing you. For the next round, round number 9, you'll grab only the front loop of the stitch, okay? So for the round number 9, you will work 3 single crochet, 1 bubble, 4 single crochet, 1 bubble, 3 single crochet. Now let's go slow here. Let's work the first 3 single crochet. Remember, we are working only in the front loop of the stitch, okay? So we work here 2 single crochet. Now we're going to work the 3rd single crochet, and then we will work a color change, all right? So let's grab here our contrast color. In my case, I'm working with light brown and dark brown. So let's grab the dark brown, and we will work a bubble stitch here. So how do we work the bubble stitch? Remember that we are grabbing only the front loop, all right? So yarn over the needle inside the front loop, yarn over the needle, pull up a loop, yarn over the needle inside the first 2 loops. Okay, and then you have what is kind of a unfinished double crochet over here. Let's just have a quick stop because I want to double secure the beginning of this yarn, and you can give just a simple knot. This will be facing inside of the toy, so nobody's going to see it. All right, so let's continue. You're going to do 5 repetitions of this that we work. So yarn over the needle inside the front loop, yarn over the needle, pull up a loop, yarn over the needle inside the first 2 loops. And now you have 2 unfinished double crochet. You repeat again, yarn over the needle inside the loop, yarn over the needle inside the first 2 loops. And we will keep repeating this until we have done 5 of this unfinished double crochet. So we have here 4. Let's work 1 more, yarn over the needle inside the front loop, yarn over the needle, pull up a loop, yarn over the needle inside the first 2 loops on your needle. Now you have 6 loops on your needle, right? 1 is the first loop that you always have, and 5 more from the repetitions that we work. Yarn over the needle and pull up a loop here. But because we are working with a different color, we actually need to change the color of this yarn before we finish the bubble. So I will just undo this, what I've done. Let's put it back here, all the 6 loops that we need to have under the needle. And I suggest you to stop here, because if you need to undo this, you probably will undo the full bubble stitch. So now you just change the color and you finish the bubble stitch with the previous color, okay? In my case, it's the light brown. And now you can continue working in the front loop the 4 single crochet for the next steps of this pattern. So for round number 9, now we have here 4 single crochet. Then you're going to repeat 1 more bubble. So remember to change your color for the bubble there, and then 3 more single crochet, and you're going to be done with this round. Once you're done with this round, you don't cut the brown yarn, the dark brown yarn, because later on we will work the paws and the tail. Okay, so all right. Now for round number 10, you are back on working in the both loops. So you're grabbing normally the single crochet and you'll work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have here 18 stitches at the end of this round. All right, so this is very simple. We worked this before. 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and that's all you need to do. Here I'm working a couple of repetitions here with you. And remember that the bubble stitch is the one in dark brown or in your contrast color. It's very simple, very easy to see. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. I will do my best to respond as many as I can. All right, so here I show you 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase. And once you finish, look at this, it's already so cute. All right, let's stop here real quick just to add a little bit of stuffing material. I like to add stuffing material as I go, because once it's, fully done, it's tough to reach the top of the head. For the next round here, round number 11, you'll work just 18 single crochet. All right, so very simple. You can chill here and work just your 18 single crochet. Let's work here a couple of stitches with you. Once you're done, for the next round, you will start the round with the dark brown, because we will work the tail first. So the tail is here in the first stitch of round 12. So you'll work 1 bubble and 5 single crochet. You repeat all the way around. Here, when you are working the bubble stitch, you will work only in the front loop of the stitch. When you're working single crochet, you are grabbing the both loops normally. So for this round, when you're working the bubble stitch, you work on the front loop. Bubble stitch, you work on the front loop because you want the stitch to stand out, right? Outside of the toy and be very prominent, right? Is how you say. So it's sticking outside. And once you finish the bubble, remember to change the color before you pull up the loop on all the stitches, okay? So I work together here with you the first bubble, and remember, when you're back to work your 5 single crochet, you are grabbing the full loops, normally the single crochet, okay? And that's it. Work your bubbles, and then you're gonna work 3 bubbles actually here, because one is the tail and the other 2 are the paws, okay? So work your repetitions here, 5 more single crochet, and then the bubble, and then 5 more single crochet, and then you're done, because you already do the bubble in the first stitch. Once you're done, look at this, so cute. Now you can cut the dark brown. We don't need the dark brown anymore. We have just 1 more round to go. And what I like to do it here is I like to just pull this yarn to the outside of the toy, and I would leave it here for now, because once we are finished, I will just give it a tight knot and hide inside of this toy, okay? Let's just mark here the stitch marker on the last stitch, And for the round number 13, you will work 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 12 stitches. Remember to count how many stitches you have at the end of every round. That's a very nice tip. Okay, I will work the first repetition here with you, but you already know what is done, how it's done, right? 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, the invisible decrease for amigurumi toys. So 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. When you work decrease, you grab just the front loop of the next 2 stitches. All right? Super good. Now repeat all the way around, and I will catch you up now here at the end. You'll have 12 stitches, and here is where we are going to stop, okay? This is looking very nice. Now we'll finish adding stuffing material here. You can add as much as you want to be fluffy and cuddly. And when you're done, you can cut this yarn, leaving a little bit of room for fastening off. And how you're going to fastening off is you're going to get your sewing needle or your tapestry needle. The difference of sewing needle and tapestry needles because one has a point and the other one doesn't. One is for sewing. This it's easier to work with a chenille yarn. So to fasten off, you'll grab just the front loop of the next 12 stitches, okay? So grab the front loop here, front loop here. So you'll repeat this 12 times, grabbing just the front loop. I'm going to move a little bit fast forward here because it's just the same repetition that we are working. And once you grab all the front loop, you're going to pull this tight, and you see this ending of the round will be closed. And once you pull it tight, you're going to wave inside the last round. So just waving a couple of times, and then you will hide this remaining tail inside of the toy. But what I want to do here is to bring this yarn to the same stitch where we brought the yarn, the dark brown yarn, because we will double secure both of this together, okay? And how we do this is you're going to give just a simple knot, very tight, so they are tied together. It will not go anywhere. And you cut the remaining, you can leave a little bit of room, and then you hide it inside, okay? Just hide it inside, you cannot see it. It's very nice to work with chenille yarn because you can do these things much more easier than when you're working with the sports weight yarn. All right, so this is how it should looking like. Now we'll start crocheting the ears, okay? And here you'll once again start with a magic ring, and you again will work 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. And once again, I tell you, if you don't know how to work the magic ring, check out the link in the description box of this video. There are a list of all the stitches that I used for this toy. Okay, so for the first round, you will crochet 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. So let's work here together. So we work 2 single crochet and 3 single crochet. Look at this. 4 single crochet. The ears, it's so pretty. It's a very cute puppy. It's very easy to crochet. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. So let's count it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let's pull this yarn, closing the magic ring, and let's move on for the next round. For the next round, you will crochet 6 single crochet here. Okay. So this will be a little bit tight, the tension, because we are working a great amount of stitches inside on top of the stitch. So it's one stitch on top of the other. And because it's a chenille yarn, it can be a little bit confusing because everything is so chunky. So let's work here together. I will double secure the beginning of my yarn. So what I did here is I just worked the first stitch, and I stop so I can wave in the beginning of the tail into the first round. You can add the stitch marker here. Because it's a very small detail, I just like to count. So I'm going to count 6, but you can add the stitch marker so you just make sure that everything is on its place. And let's continue working here, the single crochet. Once you're done, you need to bring the yarn, the wrong side inside and the right side out. Because the tension is very tight, the wrong side tends to curl to the outside. So you just need to organize the stitch and then bring the right side out. All right, now let's move on for the third round. Here you'll work 2 single crochet, 1 increase. Repeat this 2 times and you should have 8 stitches at the end of this round. So let's work here together. 2 single crochet, 1 increase. Super good. And then you repeat this once again. And once you're done, you already have the tip of the ears how we want, and you'll work round 4 and 5, just 8 single crochet. So now here I will leave you to work alone because it's just 8 single crochet and it's just 2 rounds. It's very simple, and we'll come back here for the last round, round number 6. Okay, so this is how it should be looking like. What you're gonna do here now is you will fold the ears and we will crochet the sides together. So you have 8 single crochet in the full round, right? Once you fold, you have 4 in one side and 4 on the other side. So now for the round number 6, you will crochet 4 single crochet, closing the sides. So crocheting together one side with another. The first 2 stitches are very close to each other because it's the first and the last. So it's a bit tricky to get. But once you're done with that first one, the rest ones are very easy. So here, let's work together the first stitch. You can see that I am fighting with my normal. And now let's grab here this yarn and work the first single crochet if this allows me. Okay, so we work the first single crochet here. Now let's work the second one. You see the second one goes much smoother because it's easier to just slide your needle over the both stitches. The third one and the last one, again, it's very narrow, so you can see it here. It's very easy as well. So you should have here 4 stitches, right? Crocheting the sides together, and this is how it should be looking like. Now let's cut this yarn, leave a little bit of room for sewing. And like this one, you make another one. Ta-da! Shooting videos like magic. You just appear to have a second one done. Okay, now let's sew this together. So this is I'm showing you. You're going to sew the ears between the second and the third round here. Okay, so you have the first round here, the second and the third. So between the second and the third is here where you're going to sew it. Okay. All the details where I sew everything you have written in the pattern. You have the free version on the website. You can just go there and check it out. But here I'm telling you also where you should sew it. But some of you prefer everything written. Well, to sew in chenille yarn is literally a piece of cake. It's like I could sew it hundreds of pieces. And if you know me, you know that if you've been in this channel before, you know I'm a big fan of no sewing patterns. There is a bunch of them in this channel. But for chenille yarn, I don't mind. And it's very simple. You see, you grab 1 stitch from the body and 1 stitch from the ears. To fasten the details with pins like I did, it's very tricky because it's very thin. It's better if you have the long sticks, but I don't. So I'm using just the normal pins. And here you just have 4 single crochet, so it's extremely fast to crochet. This puppy, it's a piece of cake. It's delicious to crochet, and I've done a couple of them, of course. All right. Once you're done with the 4 stitches here, what I like to do is you can leave your ear hanging like this, but because I have a very rough child and she really likes to pull my toys, her toys, I like to just make 1 stitch here and keep the ears sewed to the face. This is optional to you. It's nice if you don't sew it. If you see the other pattern that I have here of a puppy, a little one, you know, he has like a little, his ears is a bit up because I didn't sew that one. But this one, I'm going to sew it to the face. So this is optional to you. I think it's nice and that's how you do it, you know, and it's kind of even looks nice. It gives some nice shape to the ear. Once you've finished, you sew the other one. And like we did in the body, remember that we make a simple knot there, you'll do it the same with the ears. So you give a very tight knot, so you make sure that everything here will remain on its place and it will not unravel or nothing like that. So you just give a simple knot and you hide it inside of your toy. Okay, that's it. You see, you cannot see. Look how pretty it looks. Yay! All right, now I like to embroider the face of my amigurumi. This is optional, of course. And I'm just going to show you here if you are embroidering as well. You take a cotton sports weight yarn. And now what we are going to do here is just a bunch of straight lines. So you make straight lines, straight lines, straight lines until your straight lines have a shape of an eye. It's like magic. But you just do a couple of repetitions here and you can go using your thumb, to direct where you want these straight lines to be, and how big you want the eyes of the puppy to be. If you're using the safety eyes, the plastic eyes, the exactly position where I'm embroidering these eyes, you can check in the written pattern, all right? The link is in the description of this video. So here I'm just wanted to show you how I embroider, and I'm going to fast tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You embroider on the round number 6, and you leave 3 stitches between them. That's it. Very easy to find it. Okay, once you did a bunch of repetition and it looks like how you want, you move on to the second one. You do the same, a couple of repetitions, and now what I'm doing here is the eyebrow. So with the same yarn, I just bring this yarn one round over the eye and 1 stitch to the side. You take on diagonal 1 stitch length, and here I just made 2 repetitions, like 2 lines to make the eyebrow, okay? Now what you're going to do here is, and then you can cut the yarn, fasten off like you do for the ears, like you did for the body. I'm working the snout, the little nose of this puppy with brown, and it's very simple. What I'm doing here, it's again a bunch of straight lines, but not too many to be round, but not too less to be unseen. So here you're going to do maybe 4 or 5 straight lines here on the central stitch. So you have 3 stitches between one eye to another, right? So you're going to work the nose on this one between one to another. So on the central stitch between the eyes. And that's it. So work your repetitions. I'm showing you here very slowly how I'm doing. And I know that embroidering the face of amigurumi can be very challenging, and I've received a couple of comments asking to be more mindful, more explaining better how I do, so I will keep this in my mind. If you have any tips to give to me that I can improve these videos for you, you just tell me, because I am always trying to be more clear on how I'm explaining these videos for you. Okay. Now I like to give a little bit of light, bring some light to his face. How we do this is with a white color yarn. You do just 1 straight line. So that's it. You see, we did a couple of lines to become a face, right? For embroidering the face of this puppy, but that's it. And you see how I go slowly pulling the yarn, directing where I want this yarn to be, so it stays on where I want. And to be always staying there, that is the thing. You always bring the tail to the same stitch. You give a very, very tight knot over here, okay? So it's not gonna go anywhere, and then you cut it, and that's it. Your puppy is ready. Look at this. It's so cute, this little tail. I hope you enjoy this pattern. I hope you like to crochet together with me. If you like this pattern, please give me a like, or you can also subscribe to this channel. You can leave me a comment on the comment box below. That can really help out my channel. And I will see you for the next pattern. Bye!